I've long been a fan of Koko the gorilla. She's now dead, and so was her friend Michael. Okay, but I want to read this little essay that was published while she was alive that I wrote called Koko's Crushes. The world-famous Koko hardly needs an introduction. As the first gorilla to learn sign language, she has been the subject of several books and TV programs. She served as the inspiration for the character Amy in Michael Crichton's novel Congo. The celebrated ape has been featured in countless magazines, including Playboy. She did not make the centerfold, but that should come as no surprise since Playboy notoriously favors blondes for that honor. From the start of the experiment, the Gorilla Foundation hoped she would mate with Michael, the second gorilla to enter its language experiment, and have a baby by him so they could find out if she would teach her child to sign. The humans were frustrated by Koko's respect for the incest taboo. Since she and Mike were raised together, they appeared to regard each other as brother and sister, and gorilla siblings normally do not get it on. Koko does not lack amorous feelings. Decidedly heterosexual, she doesn't view species as a barrier to romance, and has had several crushes on men. The first to catch her eye was a maintenance worker at the foundation whose name was Al. He was a young white man of average human height and build, with curly dark hair and a mustache. Koko nicknamed him Foot, and when she caught sight of him, waved blue kisses, put decorative objects on her head, and signed Visit. He was apparently flattered by the celebrity's attention. They often sat together at his bench when taking lunch. Al Foot was able to chat with Koko because he had a deaf grandmother and was conversant in sign. Sometimes he put 2 straws in his milk bottle so they could drink out of it at the same time while gazing deep into each other's eyes. There is a photograph of the pair in the book The Education of Koko by Penny Patterson, showing Koko with her long and hairy arm draped comfortably around her dear Foot. Both he and she are smiling. Another crush was crushing, to the hopes of the folks at the Gorilla Foundation, for it had seemed she was warming up to Mike. Once she even signed to him the come on, walk up my bottom. Then Koko became infatuated with a new male scientist who joined the project. A fine example of just how easy it is to forget where one species leaves off and the other begins is in a faux pas made by a Discover writer and overlooked by its editors in describing this incident. The article appeared in print with the following sentence: Koko is having a hard time understanding that human men are unobtainable. Human men? As opposed to what? Gorilla men? Perhaps we must address this question of why the human male is unobtainable. The phallus of a male gorilla is, at its largest, about 2 to 3 inches long. Thus, when Koko's comfort and safety are given their proper consideration, the probable dimensions of her vagina would seem to rule out conventional intercourse. Obviously, a human could still gratify the ape using his pinky, so we can guess that the fellows in question have no predilection for such activity, and their wishes deserve respect. Moreover, Koko has often expressed a desire for a baby, and pregnancy can only result from a relationship with one of her own species, with a male of her own species. Since Mike does not turn her on, the Foundation has brought another male gorilla into the facility. Koko picked him through a video dating service made just for her. Films of gorillas from various zoos were shown to her, and she picked Indumi. He's been at the Foundation for a few months, and the two have carried on a stately courtship, in which they shyly flirt with each other. Humans have an almost obsessive concern with species parameters. I think it would be appropriate in this essay to leave the last word to Koko, who has commented most wisely on the subject. A person asked, "How are we different?" "Head," Koko signed. "How else are we different?" "Stomach blanket," Koko replied, then played with the hairs on her trunk. "How are we the same?" the human asked. "Eye," Koko said. "How else are we the same?" "Love," Koko said. That about sums it up, doesn't it?